Redshark's NAB coverage is brought to you by
Francis?
Oh, hey, how's it going there, Bass?
Yeah, it's going well.
Yeah, long time no see. Has it been like, what, 2 years? 3 years?
It's crazy, man, this pandemic.
Yeah, I know. It's great to be back in person, I gotta tell you.
Yeah, it's nice to see you in real life again.
Yeah.
You know what? Adobe, have you guys been quiet or what? I've not seen anything.
We've been busy on a couple of things. Nothing too huge. Just acquired Frame.io, you know, that kind of stuff.
Oh, just the little things then.
Yeah. And some nice updates to Premiere and After Effects as well. You want to see some of them?
Yeah, can you show me?
Yeah, cool. So we're in Premiere here, and this is our new import mode. So you may remember from before where you'd create a new project and you'd get this dialogue that's kind of asking you about time code and stuff that you kind of don't need to worry about. Now what we're doing is giving you a nice, beautiful full screen interface that helps you get your media in and of course create a project. So up here in the upper left, I can name my project. I'll call this Bass and spell it kind of right. And
Thanks,
you can
it's difficult.
And you can give a place to save it, of course, as you would expect. And then over here on the left-hand side, I've got my favorite locations. So these are ones that I've starred because I need to get back to these spots again and again and again, and that's really handy. And then you can see your local file, hard drive locations, as well as any connected drives down here. If I had any network drives, they'd show up down here as well. But you can see that this is a very visual interface for selecting media and getting it onto your timeline and in your project. So you can see I'm hover scrubbing, I can select clips, I can marquee select clips. If I hold down Shift, I can range select a bunch of clips. So it's really convenient for just selecting your media, auditioning it kind of like before you get it into your project. And you will notice down here in this little tray down here that as I click stuff, I'll click one more clip and you'll see it pop up there. This is my sort of running list of the stuff that I'm going to import. So this starts to give me a bit of a bird's eye view of what my sequence is going to look like once I get it onto the timeline. So over here on the right-hand side, we've got some import settings. So as I'm importing stuff, I've got some options. I could choose to copy stuff, and that's really useful if you're bringing stuff off of like a camera card or something like that. You can review the clips before you bring it in and then copy them over to your local hard drive, really nice. You can add stuff into a bin and name it. So I'll call this Awesome Bin, because why not? And of course you can get stuff directly onto a sequence, and this is really handy for doing string outs. So that's where you basically just take all your dailies and put them onto a sequence so you can really quickly start reviewing them. This is very handy. So I'm gonna
actually, it's awesome.
Yeah. So I am going to hit create, and this is going to do a few things for me automatically. It's going to create the project with the name and location and put the media into my awesome bin. It created a sequence for me called string out, and now I've got my media on the timeline ready to review and ready to start slicing and dicing and doing my creative thing. So this is really handy. We think it's going to make it less barrier to entry for people who are just getting into video, but also add a lot of value for the pros because of those added convenience features like favoriting locations and bins and sequences, all that good stuff.
Exactly, it's a way more customizable, I feel.
Yeah, it is. It's really nice. So that's import, but we also revamped export as well.
I saw that.
Yeah, so let me show you how that works. So up here in the header bar, you'll notice import, edit, export. And these are the main three modes of the application. So I can click on export, and then here you can see I've got, again, this nice full screen interface. And instead of really sort of forcing the user to worry about file formats and codecs and all that kind of stuff, it's more destination based. So if you are sending something out to YouTube, for example, you can enable the YouTube destination, or like Facebook, let's say I want to send it to Facebook, and it's going to prompt me to sign into my Facebook account. You'll see that the preset that's automatically been suggested to me is the Facebook preset, so I don't have to worry about that. and then when you render this out, they'll render it out, great codec, it'll look beautiful, and upload it directly to Facebook, and you're good to go. So that is export, but I'm gonna jump back into edit for a second and show you one other cool thing. If you're interested in artificial intelligence, this is very cool.
I'm afraid of it.
Are you? Skynet gonna take over the world?
I think so.
Adobe Sensei is a benevolent technology. It loves you, it's not gonna take over the world.
Promise, right?
I promise, I promise. So let me show you how this works. Let me find a nice clip here, maybe something like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump into the color workspace. Oh, and this is a bit different. Actually, since I'm here, let me point this out because this is going to be very different for a lot of users. Our workspaces used to be across the top. Now they're in this drop down here. So I can go into color, and now my workspace is set up for doing color work. And you'll notice that there's all those other workspaces as well. So now that I'm in the color workspace, I am going to just simply hit this auto button right here, and Adobe Sensei is going to do its magic. It's going to analyze the color and light in the shot, and it's going to dial these settings in here in the basic settings of Lumetri. And what's really great about this is that, you know how I said Sensei is a benevolent helper or something like that?
Yeah.
It's really going to help you get there and show you exactly what it's doing. It's not at all a black box effect. So you have control, complete creative control, to change any of the things that it did if you think that you could do it a bit better. And so you can see what it dialed in here. So let me just toggle this on and off and you can see the difference.
Wow, yeah.
Fairly flat, lacks a bit of color. Now it's really sort of extended that contrast and added a bit of color. It's in fact even white balanced it as well for you. So now you're basically done with your first pass. You can go on to do skin tones or the blue skies and do all the power windows and fun stuff like that.
Oh my God, the hours.
Yeah, right? And so the way that this works is that we actually trained the machine learning process with colorists, like professional colorists. We gave them a bunch of images and said, hey, color grade these and make them look nice. And so they did that, and then based on the original file and what they produced, we fed that into Adobe Sensei, and it learned what good color looks like, and so now it can just dial that in for you. It's really, really fantastic.
And it's also, I guess, a lot easier if you have like this starting point to kind of tweak things,
Most
especially
definitely.
when you're in a rush, right?
Most definitely, most definitely. This is going to speed up a lot of people's workflow and really introduce folks who might be a little bit scared of color because, let's face it, this can be maybe an intimidating interface. But with something like auto color, you click that, you see what it does, you're no longer as intimidated by it. Like you too can be a great colorist. Yeah.
It feels great that you say that.
Yeah?
I feel
You
empowered.
too can be a fantastic colorist. Your stuff is going to look beautiful. In fact, I hope you use it on me because I could use a little skin magic.
Yeah, we all do in this hole.
Yeah, right? Vegas. Okay. So there is one more thing that I'd love to show for you, which is Frame.io. So maybe you heard the little news about 6 months ago that we bought Frame.io, and if you don't know about Frame.io, you should, because they are hands down the best review and approval platform out there. I know because I was an editor for 10 years before coming to Adobe, and I used it. And by the time I left my editing job, it was the only way I would accept feedback. If you emailed me some feedback or sent me a text message, I would just reply back, put in Frame, because it's that good.
I'm the same as you.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. So let me show you what we've done. We have integrated Frame.io right into the Premiere and After Effects by default. So I'm gonna go over to the window and go to Review with Frame.io. This is new. And it's gonna bring up the Frame.io window. I'm gonna have to log in with my Creative Cloud credentials, and then now Frame.io is in this panel built right into Premiere Pro. You don't have to install this, it comes pre-installed, and as a Creative Cloud member, this is included with your subscription. You get 100 gigabytes, you get 5 projects, 2 users, and unlimited reviews. So it's a really fantastic offering, bringing a lot of value to our customers, and I couldn't be more thrilled about this. I'm a huge Frame.io fanboy, and I am just over the moon that this is built into our products. Worth mentioning, it's also built directly into After Effects.
Wow, that's that's amazing, dude.
Yeah.
It's going to make life a bit easier. Again.
Absolutely, most definitely.
So that's it, right?
Yeah, those are the main updates in Premiere Pro. We're really excited about them. We're really excited to see all the creative stuff our customers do with it. And yeah, we're just happy to be back here in person talking to our customers.
Francis, you just morphed into Victoria.
I think Francis is over there, and I've stolen his microphone, so...
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, we're good. I'm here to talk about After Effects.
After Effects, what's that?
I think we know what After Effects is. It's only been around for almost 30 years, but we've got a ton of great stuff coming for both motion graphics, visual effects, just making the whole workflow faster, and great integration with both Premiere Pro and Frame.io.
Show me.
All right. So I've still got Francis's project open. I'm actually going to just quit out of Premiere Pro, and I am on one of these shiny new Mac Studios, and you can just watch how fast the native version of After Effects launches. From beginning to end, it's 7 times faster than under Rosetta, and there we go, we're already launched. You don't even have to think about it. It's just a
But
couple
Victoria,
seconds.
it's a problem because I used to, had time to grab a coffee or something, and now, I have to work all the time.
Our personal mission is to remove your coffee breaks. Sorry about that. We're cutting down on caffeine for motion designers around the world. But it really is all about making things faster.
Yeah, great. Well, it's great. So tell me, what's new? What's happening with
All right.
After Effects?
First thing that's happening is you'll notice this tiny little green bar here that is loading up. That is rendering in the background while After Effects is idle. So I'm talking to you. After Effects doesn't have anything to do. It's like, why don't I just render this preview for you? And in just a few seconds, it's going to be done, and I can hit play as soon as I'm actually back in the app.
So this could be my coffee break.
Yeah. Or if you do decide to take a coffee break when you get back, After Effects will have done the work for you, made sure you have a preview ready to go, so you can just step right back in.
That is amazing.
It's pretty great. It's like you write an email, you come back, your comp's ready to preview. And all of that is powered by multi-frame rendering, which shipped last fall. And so you're going to see way faster performance across the board. And if I actually just hit preview now, it's just ready to play back. And you'll see it's rendering 3 or 4 frames at a time. It's going to adjust up and down dynamically based on how complicated the project is, how much power you have in your system, and it's going to just power through and get everything ready to go. And so this is a heavy project, and on this machine, we're almost done. This thing took more than half an hour to render on one of my older computers. And in this machine, it took 3 minutes. It's amazing.
So this is really the integration with M1 then?
It's a combination of 2 things. Multi-frame rendering in After Effects, which takes advantage of all your system resources, combined with the new M1 machines. These chips are great. We're seeing just tremendous performance. Everything's more fluid. The UI is more fluid. Rendering's faster. Previewing's faster. Our Sensei features, like Rotobrush 2, that's faster. It's just across the board, everything you're doing is more fluid.
Sounds amazing.
It's pretty great. I love these machines.
Awesome.
So, what else do you want to know?
I don't know. Is there more?
There's more. There's definitely more. I'm sure you had to chat with Francis about Frame.io, so I'll skip that, but I'll let you know it does work in After Effects as well. It is included with both After Effects and Premiere Pro. But let's skip over to another project and take a look at one of my favorite features that's in this new release. And we've put a ton of investment over the last couple of years into our 3D workflows, making that better, making that smoother, making it easier to navigate 3D space, move your layers around. But there's always been a challenge with After Effects, and I've got some text I need to add to this scene. Where is it? I just got a gray box down here. I have to know that's my text.
Oh, I know. I've got this problem. Yes. This can be really annoying.
It can be super painful, and it's one of those things that people have been asking for 20 years at least. Can we see outside the frame? And now you finally can. And it's part of our new Draft 3D engine. So this is a real-time engine. It's a gaming-style engine built into After Effects for 3D previews. And as soon as I turn this on, not only do I have a ground plane here so I can stay oriented in 3D space, move around really fast, it's really fluid, but I've got this little magic button, and that means I can find my text. I can finally start animating this. Let's animate this in. I've already got some markers in the timeline to help me out here. Use that nice new gizmo, have that drop in there. And it's super quick to find something that previously you're like, which one of these gray boxes is it?
Exactly.
So I'm really excited about that one. And it's just gonna make things a lot simpler in 3D space. And we all know when you add an extra dimension, everything gets a little bit more complicated, and we're trying to smooth that out.
That's perfect.
So I love this one.
So I'm ready to get to work then.
Yeah, all of this super easy, and it just works with everything else that's in After Effects. Same kind of animation, same everything else, just real-time 3D built in.
Perfect.
All right, and I got one more cool thing to show you, and that is scene edit detection. And this is one of those things that's been in Premiere Pro. I'm gonna skip this font sync there. It's been in Premiere Pro, and people said, hey, we want this in After Effects too. This is a Sensei feature. It's powered by machine learning. And what it's gonna do is analyze your project. You've got a pre-edited clip, which every motion designer gets. Tons of pre-edited media, like cut this down into a promo kind of things. Always happens. All I have to do here is just right-click and say scene edit detection. And I get this little option. I can choose layer markers. I can just split the whole sequence. And I can even create individual pre-comps if I know I want to apply effects to certain clips, things like that.
That
It's
is
super
really
quick.
useful.
So I'm going to say OK, and it's just going to analyze everything that's in this project. It's going to take a couple seconds because this is, I think, about a minute-long project, but it's faster than real time. And there we go. There's my whole sequence.
Wow.
And so
and now
every
you
single
can-
one of my shots is now right there, a new shot, and then I can go to the next one. And they're all individual clips. So
This is super useful.
get started way faster.
This makes my life a lot easier.
Yeah. So I used to be a motion designer. This is one of the things that I really, really wish I had.
Yes.
So it's finally here. And then we have a couple of really cool things in our public beta as well. So I'm going to suggest people take a look at that and keep an eye on what's to come too.
Perfect. Thanks, Victoria.
Thank you. This has been fun.